It is safe to say the majority of households in America will have bread in their house at any given moment, myself included. However, as an athlete, I'm extremely concerned with the chemicals and ingredients that I place in my body. This has led me over the years to do extensive research, gathering information from nutritionists, dietitians, as well as scientists who explain what your body needs in order to perform at its highest level. An alternative that would frequently pop up would be sourdough bread. Today, I'm going to explain to you guys the science behind the process, the benefits sourdough bread has for your gut, as well as the actual demonstration of baking the bread. To begin, we are going to go over the science behind making sourdough bread. Sourdough bread is started using a process called alcohol fermentation. A Colorado State University article titled Understanding Selecting Sourdough for Health Benefits states that fermentation happens when sugars are broken down into CO2 and organic acids. This is started by something called a sourdough starter, which is a culture of microorganisms and bacteria which takes about 7 to 10 days to ferment. These microorganisms come mainly from the flour, but they also come from all around us in our environment, varying the taste of your bread depending on where it is baked. The bacteria in the flour grows when it reacts with water. This is because an enzyme is released that converts the starches into sugars. Then, these simple sugars are converted into CO2 and organic acids. An article by Serious Eats called The Science of Sourdough Starters identifies yeast and lactic acid as the most important bacteria in the mixture. Yeast is a single-celled microorganism that converts simple sugars into carbohydrates that produce CO2 and ethanol gas. According to the National Library of Medicine, Saccharomyces cerevisiae is the most commonly used strain of yeast. Additionally, the other microbe that was mentioned was lactic acid bacteria, also known as LAB. LAB converts these carbohydrates into lactic acid, which produces an acidic environment, killing unwanted pathogens as well as adding a sour taste. Now we're going to use research from the Colorado State University article previously mentioned, as well as an article from Eating Well to describe the benefits that sourdough bread has for us. First, due to the long fermentation process, complex structures get extra time to be broken down, making it more easy for the body to digest. Next, this process also reduces sugars, which are hard for the small intestine to absorb. Lastly, minerals such as calcium, zinc, and sodium are also broken down, making it more easy for the gut to absorb these and receive them. Before we begin baking, let's review. Sourdough bread is started using something called alcohol fermentation, which converts sugars into CO2 and organic acids. This is started by a sourdough starter, which has two very important microbes such as yeast and lactic acid in it. These two kill off unwanted pathogens, add flavor, smell, as well as give rise to the bread. Then we talked about the benefits sourdough bread has for the body, such as breaking down complex structures, reducing the amount of sugars, as well as breaking down minerals for the body to be able to digest them more easily. Now that we know some background information, let's look at the recipe. The recipe is a combination of Red Star's recipe as well as a YouTube video by Taylor Elmore. Now that we know some basic science about the process of how sourdough bread is made and the many benefits that it has for you, we can now begin baking. So, to start, you are supposed to have a starter yeast. However, I only have this instant sourdough because the process to make this starter yeast takes about 7 to 10 days, and if it's your first batch of starter yeast, it's gonna take 10 days. So first, we are gonna start by taking 4.5 cups of flour, now we take 2 teaspoons of kosher salt and mix it. After that, you're gonna add this in. This is the instant sourdough yeast. It is from Platinum Superior Baking Yeast, and this is what I used instead of the starter. Next step after this is to add 1 3/4 cups to this mixture at around 105 and 110 degrees. (108.3). Oh, whoa. 108.3. All right, now we are gonna mix this in. And mix all that together. Now that our dough is all mixed together, we're gonna take a towel, cover the bowl, set that aside for an hour. Next step is, while that is waiting, we are going to take our Dutch oven. This is what the bread will be baked in. You're gonna place it cold in the oven before the oven has been preheated, and then you are going to preheat your oven to 400. The dough has about 5 minutes left before it's ready to be rolled out again. So we are going to lay some flour down for it. All right, hour is up. It is ready to start folding our dough. So I just want to show you guys how much it's already expanded just sitting here. So as you remember, that's from the carbon dioxide releasing from the yeast. So now we're going to take this, and we're just going to fold. The dough is now in a ball, so we are going to place it. You were supposed to place it on parchment paper. Unfortunately, I don't have any. I thought I did, but I don't. But Taylor Elmore, the lady whose video I watched on YouTube before making this, she also didn't have parchment paper, so she used aluminum foil, sprayed it just so it wouldn't stick. Place that on there, and then you're gonna take this, place it back in the bowl, and you're gonna cover it again for another 15 minutes. It's been 15 minutes. I just took the Dutch oven out of the oven because next we are going to take this with the aluminum foil and stick it right in. Then we are gonna place it in the oven for 30 minutes. We will then take this out, remove the dough from the aluminum foil, place it back into the Dutch oven without anything on it, and it will go for another 30 minutes. Oh. I hope you guys enjoyed watching this process and you learned something for it and the ways that you can help your body perform at its highest level. I hope you give this a try someday, and thank you for joining me.